top five in the world right now. For me, my fifth, I'm going to go with, and this is going to, you're setting me up for failure. I'm going to put Leo Messi because he hasn't played yet. He's barely played for PSG. Okay. And I'm doing mine based on form at the moment. Okay.
Damn.
I'm sorry, and what I'll do is I'll once we get through it and through the things that I've prepared, maybe I'll go back and I'll list them per your rankings. But yeah, no, fifth in the world for me in terms of form is Leo Messi, taking into consideration this early season and the fact that he hasn't played much. But yeah, Messi's Messi and Messi's gonna Messi. But ultimately, if you're asking me who my number five is, kind of everybody at peak form, I'm going to put Holland at number five.
Okay. So Haaland right now is at peak form, a top five player in the world right now for you.
Yeah, I think based on his importance to Dortmund, I think based on the fact that he's involved in every damn thing, he's breaking goal scoring records left and right in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga. I think the only thing he's missing there, and it's going to be kind of the Lewandowski effect in this situation, is he's not going to ever really have the quality of a national team. Sorry, Norwegian fans, that a Messi has or a Ronaldo has or whatever. So you take that kind of international, unless he can turn him into a golden generation of golden generations, kind of like in Belgium. So yeah, Haaland's five, but based on his current form, I would actually have him as high as three, versus putting Messi at five. So I'm like confusing this whole thing. But who's your number five?
My number five in the world's best right now is Kevin De Bruyne. Why? Okay. Because Kevin De Bruyne first needs to be mentioned in the top five of whatever, because he's, in my opinion, the best midfielder in the world, as you were mentioning, in peak form. Sure. Kevin De Bruyne can go to any team, even so to a Man United that people compare Bruno Fernandes with Kevin De Bruyne. If you have there at Man United Kevin De Bruyne, they'll find a way to start him, okay? Because he just makes the difference. Creativity, vision, he's at his own level. Yeah. So he's on my top five. He's my number five. Okay. So number four.
Number four. Well, you got to go yours first right now.
Okay. So my number four in the world right now is a player that, sadly, I'm not gonna put him at number one, and he should be number one in the world right now, considering like what I was thinking 5 years ago. Yeah. And that is Neymar Jr. He had a big development. I'm not gonna be bashing here Neymar, saying, oh, he became a worse player at PSG, but he became a very different player at PSG. Yes, he had that amazing run to the Champions League final, but he didn't win it. And for the simple fact that he didn't win it, I won't put Neymar ahead of Ronaldinho. The moment he wins a Ballon d'Or, I'm okay to have this conversation. Okay. But right now, I still can. So, sadly, I'm putting Neymar at 4 in the world right now. But, there you go.
Yeah, that's why this is difficult. All right, well, I'm basing mine off of current form, okay? So 4 for me is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. And if we don't actually preface that, I'm going to get burned in the comments. I am ranking this based off of current form. And sorry, he's part of a squad that can't beat Aston Villa. Apologies. So
he's got, how many goals does he have, though?
Yeah, I mean, how many penalties does he have?
But that gives credit to the goals that he has with a squad like this.
Right. Well, okay. But you compare him to the top 3, and there's no way you can put him based on current form anywhere close to these top 3. Okay.
What? Why? Why, though?
Right now. Well, wait until my top 3's announced. Okay. You got to wait till my top 3's announced. But I mean, if we're going to go all-time top 4 in the world, everybody peak form, 4 would be De Bruyne for me. Okay. And to be honest, I think he's like the only number 10 that I have on here. I have him instead of Neymar. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you can slot him in anywhere, and he will be part of the team fabric, but he will also take a game and turn it on top of its head in one fell swoop. So See, I'm confusing myself in all of this. But
I
four
get
for
you.
me, four for me in current form is Cristiano Ronaldo. And I know I'm going to get killed in the comments, but it does not mean that, CR7 is the fourth best player in the world if everybody's peak form. Okay.
Okay.
But he is number 4. Right? Okay. All right.
So,
now,
okay. So
we've already said my 3. So I'll just bring it up again. 3 in current form, not peak form for me, is Erling Haaland. All right. Erling Haaland has 69 goals in 68 matches for Dortmund. Okay. He's already got, I've already lost count. We know who he's fighting against, in the Bundesliga Golden Boot race. But you add 19 assists to that. I mean, this kid has very much, he's got a Lewandowski and a Zlatan mentality kind of all tied into one. He never settles. He's the type of guy that, we've seen it happen before. He says, hey, you just scored, 2 goals today. How do you feel, Erling? And he goes, well, I should have gotten the 3rd and the 4th. Right. Exactly. And the fact that everyone that we name here, he's 7 or maybe, 5 to like 10 years younger than everyone that we're going to name in the top 5, regardless of peak form or current form. Okay. That just tells you all you need to know about what kind of future he has. But it is kind of funny. Like we're not even, I don't know if you're going to mention Kylian Mbappe, but no. Current form right now, Erling Braut Haaland, he's killing.
I'll be honest, Breton. Kylian Mbappe isn't a top 5 player right now.
Oof.
He isn't. I put Salah ahead of Mbappe. Okay. Okay. Right now, in terms of form, I put Salah ahead of Mbappe. I put Lukaku ahead of Mbappe.
Yep. Okay.
I think that's not too bold. Oof. I think Kane he's not better, but it can be a conversation too.
Okay.
So, but I don't want to drift off. So my number 3 is Lionel Messi.
Okay.
Lionel Messi.
Wow.
And I'm not going to be calling him Pessi like a lot of comments that I see in 433 have. Yeah. But I am going to say he's being a bit exposed because he is in an uncomfortable situation at PSG, okay, with a manager that I don't know, that it doesn't seem to be working, okay, with that substitution that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Messi, of course, he is the best player in form, but obviously in the world top 5 right now, I put Messi in the 3rd slot.
Okay.
In the 3rd slot.
So peak form though, you would still keep him 3 or you would put him up to 1?
Peak of the peak. Are we talking peak of the peak?
We're confusing the issue here. We'll have to list them at the end. And that's my fault. You and I had very different ideas on what the homework assignment was, but that's okay. But 3, Lionel Messi. And hey, for every person that calls Messi Pessi, there are people out there that call Ronaldo Pinaldo. So it's
well, they call him Pinaldo, but who missed the penalty today was Bruno Fernandes.
Well, that's true.
Okay, so he has the attitude for Bruno Fernandes to take that penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Honestly, it's a good combo we can have here. So Messi is in my number 3 position.
Okay.
So top 2.
Yep.
Top 2 talk.
Top 2 talk.
So you go first or me?
You go ahead.
Okay. So number 2 in the world right now, o rei disto tudo, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, why do I put him at number 2? Because I'm seeing the beginning of this season, and you mentioned it. This United squad doesn't have the coach. Okay? United are playing without a coach compared to a Chelsea with a Tuchel, Man City with a Guardiola, and Liverpool with a Klopp. Man United have Oli. Come on, guys. Please see what's happening, okay? Imagine, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to go bold. If Zidane goes to Man United, he has a direct impact in having Varane at center back, having a player like Bruno Fernandes, having a Sancho, having all these players. They look up to Zidane in a different type level, okay? Sure. And I do think Zidane would find interesting the Real Madrid job. Zidane would find interesting the Man United job because it's an historic club just like Real. He doesn't need the paycheck. He wants titles and he wants to be in history. So I'm going to put Ronaldo number 2 and thinking too that Oli might leave at the end of this season, and he'll go bold with the new coach too. So
Okay.
I believe in Ronald saving Man United this season.
So
Okay?
you did like
Saving.
a hybrid. Yeah, you did a hybrid of top form, peak form, and current form as it stands. And yeah, the only thing standing, I guess, in Ronaldo's way and United's way is a proper steward of the club. Hell, I'd even take Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti and what he's done with Real
I
Madrid
feel you.
at United right now,
I
because
feel
man,
you.
you just need it's
Yep.
tough to watch when you see Vinicius carving through defenses. They need a little injection of confidence there at United too. So
I agree.
Zidane at United would be, I would be here for that. I would really enjoy that experiment. But anyway, my number two, based on current form, not on peak form, is going to be Karim Benzema. I mean, eight goals, 7 assists in 6 La Liga matches. Real Madrid looks like a different squad. It actually looks like he has a supporting cast. He's been a different player since Ronaldo left a while back. I mean, just look at this. 30 goals last year, 9 assists. I think it was 27 goals the year prior and 11 assists. And this year he's on pace for, I don't know, like 60 goals. We know he's not going to wind up probably with 60 goals. But Carlo Ancelotti actually came out and he goes, oh, yeah, I fully expect Benzema to be somewhere in the 40 to 50 goal range, right? And he leads the top 5 leagues in goal creating actions, which I know is a relatively new stat that not a lot of people take a look at, but it does give you an idea of he's also setting people up at the same time as taking his chances. And what he means to Real Madrid, right, is just, it's virtually invaluable. I mean, he is indispensable to them at the moment. And if Ancelotti can somehow get something out of Gareth Bale, injured, get something out of Eden Hazard, which we've started to see a little step up in form from him, and the common cast of Cruz, common world-class cast of Cruz and Casemiro and all them. Real Madrid looks great. And what solidified it for me the other day, talking about current form, was did you see the midweek game with him, Mallorca? He's got two Mallorca defenders tracking him into the 18. And Asensio. And he backtraps the ball. He takes his freaking shoulder blades and he does it on purpose. It looks like he does it on purpose. He then rounds the ball, puts it in the back of the net, and you're like, come on. This guy is peak form. I'd love to see him do it for the French national team too, which we didn't see much of it at Euros. But Karim Benzema, 8 goals, 7 assists in 6 games currently. He's my 2.
Benzema needed that time too, so he's unfairly judged to the French national team because he just didn't have the time. Yeah. So Benzema is a stud, and actually, you mentioned it. He adapted so well after Ronaldo left. I was thinking he would be the player that would leave in a rebuild, but I am shocked with how he's adapting to every new style of play. Yeah. Because he's staying there. Okay, a lot of players coming. Luka Jovic is coming. He's staying. So Benzema is a very good mention, but I won't put him at 2. That is bull, Bretson. That is bull. But
current form.
So I'm gonna say my number 1, and as you may guess, my number 1 in the world right now is Lewandowski, like Golski, as Thomas Muller once said. So I'll just say a stat, and you guys will fully understand why. Yesterday was the first match Robert Lewandowski hasn't scored a goal since February 11th.
What a chump.
That is insane, okay? So we are used to seeing we are used to seeing Lewandowski scoring every week. Okay? So I'm a Bayern fan. Oh, Lewandowski's going to score. So only this week, since February, it has stopped. That is insane. And I just wanted to say that if Robert Lewandowski doesn't get a Ballon d'Or in his career, it's embarrassing because he sure deserves it. Yeah. Robert Lewandowski deserves to win a Ballon d'Or. Okay? Yeah. Last year he deserved it, and maybe in this year he does too. I believe it. He's world number one right now.
I
Okay.
mean, after 48 goals last season, he's already got 11 in 8 games this season. And even current form or peak form, it sounds like you and I are aligned because I have Lewandowski at number one as well.
Yeah.
And he's easily the best natural goal scorer in the world right now. And I mean, he won the European Golden 48 goals. 48 goals, okay? But I do have to ask, like, taking the other side of things, right? Due to Bayern's dominance in the Bundesliga over the last almost decade now, right? I think the last person to win the Bundesliga that was not Bayern was Jurgen Klopp's Dortmund. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
10 years
I think so too.
yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. So how much of this is the fact that Bayern is such a well-oiled machine versus, like, basically, I guess what I'm getting at is if Robert Lewandowski was picked up, put in, say, Manchester City squad, would he still be putting in 11 goals in the first 8 games of the year or 48 goals a year?
Very good point, Breton. And I'm now thinking maybe if Neymar was at Bayern Munich 5 years ago, he would have fought 4 Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So that's a very nice point. And in a top 10 list, I'm putting Kimmich and I'm putting Lewandowski there.
Sure,
and
sure.
they weren't expensive players to Bayern, and they developed them into becoming expensive players.
Yeah.
So it's not like getting Messi and Neymar like PSG got. Bayern actually developed them. Okay,
yeah.
so
And here's the crazy thing. They never even needed to sell, right? They didn't need to cash in on any of these guys. And that's the thing. I'm trying to think of others that they've been able to. Hell, if they wanted to, they could sell off Kingsley Coman for probably 50 million, 60 million if they get him healthy and they get him a goal or two and then boom, ship him off. But ultimately, I mean, just the business that Bayern has done and the dominance that they've created in the Bundesliga has created this well-oiled machine, and that well-oiled machine is very much so Joshua Kimmich, Thomas Mueller, still kicking after all these years, and Robert Lewandowski. I mean, it's just, and Manuel Neuer, but I mean, it's just such a class foundation that I don't know. We're never really going to know unless Lewandowski moves on, whether or not he can do it elsewhere. And I think he's the type of guy that, I don't know. Do you see him moving on? I know there was talk about Chelsea.
I do see him moving on because players do get sick of it, and he's in a routine. Okay, yeah. And if you see Lewandowski, he is the type of player that I would compare with Ronaldo in terms of physical shape and focus. Okay, overall in his body. So that's the thing. I wouldn't say that Lewandowski, what happened to Thiago Alcantara, because Thiago Alcantara at Bayern Munich was the best midfielder in the world, and now he's not even in the top 20 list maybe. No. Okay, that is bold, but that's the talk that we get. Top 10? I don't know. But I don't think that would happen to Lewandowski because I do think he's more rigid with himself. Okay, so
and here's the thing. With all that said, and me going over that as I tried to rank these, he's still number one on both of our lists. You know, you can take him. Thing is he is just a class player, and yeah, I hate these exercises. They make me they make me angry at myself.
So let me just say, everyone that's listening to the video, if you have a player that you think should be in the top 5, comment down below and justify why. We love a good talk, and yeah.